When we speak of mindfulness, we often think of focusing on the present moment. But to truly master mindfulness, we must understand the nature of duality. Duality is the concept that opposites, like light and dark, joy and sorrow, or life and death, are interconnected and cannot exist without each other. This understanding is crucial for cultivating a deep and genuine mindfulness. Consider a simple yet profound example from nature, the relationship between bees and flowers. At first glance, bees and flowers appear to be separate entities. Bees fly around, collecting nectar from flowers, and in the process they help flowers with pollination. However, if we look closer, we see that bees and flowers are interdependent. Without flowers, bees would lack nectar, and without bees, flowers would struggle to pollinate. They are not separate, but are parts of a single, interconnected system. Similarly, think about the concept of a coin. A coin has two sides, heads and tails. These sides are different and distinct, yet they are part of the same coin. One cannot exist without the other. This interdependence and unity of opposites are at the heart of mindfulness. When we observe our thoughts and emotions, we often classify them as good or bad, positive or negative. This habit of classification creates a sense of separation and conflict within us. However, by understanding that these opposites are interconnected and essential parts of our experience, we can begin to see them in a new light. Joy is meaningful because we know sorrow light is appreciated, because we have experienced darkness. Our common sense tends to view being as real and non-being as a void. This misconception breeds a fundamental anxiety, the fear that being might dissolve into non-being. We look at the vastness of space and see it as empty, while solid matter appears real and substantial. However, space and matter are two aspects of the same reality, much like the crest and trough of a wave. Consider how we perceive space and matter. We see objects as solid and tangible, giving them a sense of reality and permanence. In contrast, we view space as empty and insignificant, a mere void between objects. This perception creates a sense of separateness, an illusion that being and non-being are distinct and opposing forces. But what if we shifted our perspective? Imagine a melody. Without the intervals between notes, it would be a mere cacophony. These intervals, though seemingly nothing, are essential to the melody. Similarly, space is the relationship between solids. It is not empty, but a vital part of existence. Without space, there could be no objects, no movement, no life. Understanding this dissolves the fear of non-being, revealing the harmonious dance of presence and absence. In our daily lives, this illusion of separateness often manifests as a fear of emptiness, loneliness, or death. We cling to material possessions, relationships, and achievements to affirm our sense of being. However, by recognizing that being and non-being are two sides of the same coin, we can begin to let go of this fear and embrace the fullness of life. All sensation is a form of vibration, an interplay of on and off. Light touches our eyes, air vibrations touch our eardrums, and gases touch our sense of smell. These sensations are waves, alternating between presence and absence. Without this duality, there would be no experience, no life. Think of the waves in the ocean. A wave consists of a crest and a trough. The crest is the peak, the visible manifestation of energy, while the trough is the low point, the apparent absence of energy. Yet, both are essential to the existence of the wave. One cannot exist without the other. This on-off nature is intrinsic to the very fabric of reality. Consider your heartbeat. It is not a continuous, unchanging pulse, but a rhythm of beats and pauses. This rhythm, this interplay of activity and rest, is what sustains life. Similarly, our breathing follows a cycle of inhalation and exhalation, a constant ebb and flow that nourishes our bodies. This cyclical nature is reflected in all aspects of existence, from the rotation of the planets to the changing of the seasons. In the context of mindfulness, recognizing the on-off nature of existence helps us understand that life is a series of moments, each with its own unique rhythm. There are moments of activity and moments of rest, moments of joy and moments of sorrow. By embracing this natural rhythm, we can find balance and harmony in our lives. This understanding also helps us navigate the challenges and uncertainties of life with greater ease. Just as the crest and trough of a wave are inseparable, so too are the ups and downs of life. By accepting this, we can approach life's challenges with a sense of equanimity, knowing that they are an essential part of the journey. In Taoist philosophy, the concept of yin and yang embodies the unity of opposites. Yin, the shady side of the mountain, and yang, the sunny side, are not adversaries but complementary forces. They exist in a dynamic balance, creating harmony in the universe. This principle teaches us that opposites are interdependent and essential to the whole. Consider the cycle of day and night. Daytime is characterized by light, warmth, and activity, while nighttime brings darkness, coolness, and rest. These opposite states are not in conflict but are essential parts of a natural cycle. Without night, there would be no day, and without rest, there would be no activity. This interplay of opposites creates a balanced and harmonious existence. In our own lives, we often experience a range of emotions, from joy to sorrow, love to fear. These emotions, though seemingly opposite, are interconnected and contribute to the richness of our human experience. Joy is more profound because we know sorrow love is more cherished because we have experienced fear. By embracing this duality, we can appreciate the fullness of our emotional landscape. The wisdom of yin and yang also teaches us about the importance of balance. In the natural world, balance is essential for harmony and sustainability. For example, an ecosystem thrives when there is a balance between predator and prey, growth and decay. Similarly, in our personal lives, balance is crucial for our well-being. This balance can be found in our daily routines, our relationships, and our inner lives. Mindfulness helps us cultivate this balance by encouraging us to observe and accept all aspects of our experience. It teaches us to see our thoughts and emotions as part of a larger, interconnected whole. By recognizing the interplay of yin and yang within ourselves, we can find greater peace and harmony. In our pursuit of mindfulness, we often encounter the concept of opposites. We see things as good or bad, right or wrong, desirable or undesirable. This dualistic thinking creates a sense of separation and conflict within us. However, by transcending this duality, we can find a deeper sense of peace and harmony. Consider a simple metaphor, a coin. A coin has two sides, heads and tails. These sides are different and distinct, yet they are part of the same coin. One cannot exist without the other. This unity of opposites is a fundamental aspect of reality. By seeing beyond the duality, we can recognize the interconnectedness of all things. In our daily lives, this dualistic thinking often manifests as a constant struggle to achieve or avoid certain experiences. We strive for success and fear failure, seek pleasure and avoid pain. This constant striving creates a sense of tension and dissatisfaction. However, by seeing beyond the opposites, we can find a deeper sense of contentment. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment. It helps us see that our experiences are not inherently good or bad, but are part of a larger, interconnected web of existence. By embracing this perspective, we can find greater peace and acceptance. One of the core teachings of mindfulness is the importance of being present. The present moment is all we ever truly have. The past is a memory, and the future is a projection. Yet, we often spend our lives dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, missing the richness of the present moment. Consider the simple act of breathing. Our breath is a constant, ever-present companion. By paying attention to our breath, we can anchor ourselves in the present moment. We become aware of the sensations in our body, the rise and fall of our chest, the feeling of air entering and leaving our nostrils. This simple practice brings us back to the here and now. Mindfulness teaches us to embrace the present moment with an open heart. It encourages us to observe our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. By doing so, we can experience life more fully and deeply. We become aware of the beauty in the ordinary, the profound in the mundane. This practice also helps us cultivate a sense of gratitude. When we are fully present, we can appreciate the small moments of joy and beauty in our lives. We see the world with fresh eyes, free from the filters of past experiences and future expectations. This perspective allows us to find joy and contentment in the present moment. One of the concepts we must understand on this journey is the illusion of time. We often find ourselves trapped in the relentless march of time, constantly oscillating between the regrets of the past and the anxieties of the future. But mindfulness invites us to step out of this illusion, to realize that the only true moment is the present. Consider the simple act of breathing. When we focus on our breath, we anchor ourselves in the present moment. The past is but a memory, the future a mere projection. All that exists is this breath, here and now. By embracing this reality, we begin to free ourselves from the tyranny of time and enter the realm of mindfulness. This understanding is not just a philosophical insight, it has practical implications for how we live our lives. When we are fully present, we can engage with life more deeply and authentically. We are no longer distracted by what has been or what might be instead. We are alive to what is. This presence brings clarity and a sense of peace, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and compassion. The nature of the self. We often identify ourselves with our thoughts, emotions, and roles in society. But mindfulness teaches us that the self is not a fixed entity, it is a fluid, ever-changing process. Imagine the self as a river, constantly flowing and changing. Each thought, emotion, and experience is like a drop of water in this river. By observing the flow without attachment or judgment, we begin to understand the true nature of the self. We realize that we are not our thoughts or emotions, we are the awareness that observes them. This shift in perspective can be profoundly liberating. It allows us to step back from the constant chatter of the mind and see ourselves and our experiences from a place of stillness and clarity. We begin to see that our true nature is not bound by the stories we tell ourselves or the roles we play. Instead, it is something deeper, more spacious, and infinitely more peaceful. This understanding opens the door to a deeper sense of freedom and inner peace. One of the most challenging yet liberating aspects of mindfulness is the art of letting go. We hold on to so many things, grudges, desires, fears that weigh us down and cloud our perception. But to truly master mindfulness, we must learn to let go. Imagine holding a pebble tightly in your hand. The tighter you hold it, the more discomfort you feel. But when you open your hand and let the pebble fall, you experience relief and freedom. Similarly, by letting go of our attachments and aversions, we create space for peace and clarity in our minds. This process of letting go is not about denying or suppressing our feelings and desires. It is about acknowledging them, seeing them for what they are, and choosing not to be ruled by them. It is about finding the courage to release what no longer serves us and embracing the freedom that comes with it. Letting go allows us to move through life with greater ease and grace, opening our hearts and minds to new possibilities and experiences. Mindfulness is fundamentally about presence. It is about being fully engaged with whatever we are doing, whether it's eating, walking, or simply sitting. This presence brings a sense of aliveness and richness to our experiences. When we eat mindfully, we savor each bite, appreciating the flavors and textures. When we walk mindfully, we feel the ground beneath our feet and the rhythm of our steps. By bringing this presence into our daily activities, we transform the mundane into the extraordinary. This practice of presence is about more than just paying attention. It is about connecting with the deeper aspects of our experience, bringing a sense of curiosity and openness to each moment. It is about seeing the world with fresh eyes, as if for the first time, and finding joy in the simple act of being alive. By cultivating this presence, we enrich our lives and deepen our connection with ourselves and the world around us. Another key aspect of mindfulness is embracing impermanence. Everything in life is transient, nothing remains the same forever. By accepting this truth, we can approach life with a sense of openness and equanimity. Think of a blooming flower. It is beautiful, but its beauty is fleeting. Instead of lamenting its eventual withering, we can appreciate its beauty in the present moment. Similarly, by embracing the impermanent nature of all things, we learn to cherish each moment and let go of our need for control. This understanding of impermanence helps us to navigate life's inevitable changes with greater ease. It allows us to appreciate the fleeting moments of beauty and joy, and to face the challenges and losses with grace and resilience. By accepting the impermanent nature of all things, we cultivate a deeper sense of peace and equanimity, enabling us to live more fully and freely. Mindfulness is not just about awareness, it is also about compassion. As we become more mindful, we develop a deeper understanding of our own suffering and the suffering of others. This understanding naturally leads to compassion. Consider a tree that provides shade and shelter to all who seek it without discrimination. In the same way, when we cultivate compassion, we extend our kindness and understanding to ourselves and others, creating a more harmonious and connected world. Compassion in mindfulness means recognizing our shared humanity and responding with kindness and empathy. It means seeing the struggles and pain of others and offering our support and understanding. It also means being gentle and loving towards ourselves, especially in times of difficulty. By nurturing compassion, we create a more compassionate and connected world, one act of kindness at a time. Life is often described as a dance, a dynamic interplay of various elements. Mindfulness allows us to participate fully in this dance, embracing both the joyous and the challenging moments with grace and equanimity. Imagine a dancer who moves effortlessly with the music, attuned to each beat and rhythm. Similarly, by practicing mindfulness, we learn to move through life with a sense of flow and harmony, responding to each moment with presence and wisdom. This dance of life is not about perfection or control. It is about being fully present and engaged, allowing ourselves to be moved by the music of life. It is about finding the beauty and joy in each step and embracing the challenges and uncertainties with an open heart. By living mindfully, we become more attuned to the rhythms of life, finding a deeper sense of peace and fulfillment. Meditation is a cornerstone of mindfulness practice. It is a tool that helps us cultivate awareness and presence in our daily lives. Through meditation, we learn to observe our thoughts and emotions without attachment, creating a space of stillness and clarity within. Begin by finding a quiet place to sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. As you settle into your breath, simply observe the sensations and thoughts that arise. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back to the breath. This simple practice, when done regularly, can transform your relationship with yourself and the world. Meditation is not about achieving a particular state or outcome. It is about being present with whatever arises without judgment or attachment. It is about creating a space of stillness and clarity where we can connect with our true selves and the deeper aspects of our experience. By practicing meditation, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience that supports us in our daily lives. While meditation is a powerful practice, mindfulness is not confined to the meditation cushion. It is a way of being that can be integrated into every aspect of our lives. Whether we are working, spending time with loved ones, or enjoying nature, we can bring a mindful presence to each moment. Consider the act of washing dishes. Instead of seeing it as a mundane chore, approach it with mindfulness. Feel the warm water, the texture of the soap, and the movement of your hands. By bringing this attention to our everyday activities, we enrich our experiences and cultivate a deeper sense of fulfillment. Mindfulness in everyday life is about bringing a sense of presence and awareness to all that we do. It is about finding the extraordinary in the ordinary and the sacred in the mundane. By living mindfully, we deepen our connection with ourselves and the world and create a more fulfilling and meaningful life. As we cultivate mindfulness, we not only transform our own lives, but also create a ripple effect that touches those around us. Our presence, our compassion, and our awareness inspire others to embark on their own journeys of mindfulness. Think of a single drop of water falling into a pond. It creates ripples that spread outwards, touching the entire surface. Similarly, our mindful presence can create ripples of positivity and transformation in the world. By living mindfully, we become a source of inspiration and support for others. Our presence and our actions create a positive impact, fostering a more compassionate and connected world. As we continue on our journey of mindfulness, we contribute to a collective awakening, creating ripples of change that extend far beyond ourselves. Imagine, if you will, a gathering of people enjoying a wonderful picnic. The sun is shining, laughter fills the air, and someone remarks, "What a beautiful day. It should have been photographed." Here we encounter the duality of experience, the desire to capture the moment versus the act of simply living it. There are those who insist on documenting every event, believing that the photograph will somehow preserve the essence of the experience. Yet there are others who advocate for letting go, arguing that the attempt to capture life detracts from the actual experience of living it. This duality is not merely a superficial difference in opinion, it reflects deeper philosophical stances on how we engage with life. One school of thought urges us to immerse ourselves in the present, to live fully in the now. The other suggests that preserving memories through photographs or keepsakes gives life a sense of continuity and meaning. Consider the act of carrying a camera everywhere. While it allows us to capture beautiful moments, it also creates a barrier between us and the present. We become preoccupied with framing the perfect shot, ensuring the lighting is just right, and in doing so, we miss the very essence of the experience we are trying to capture. This preoccupation with documentation can be seen as a form of distraction. We become so focused on creating a record of our lives that we forget to live them. The camera, in this sense, becomes a little box with which we attempt to grasp life. But life in its true essence cannot be confined to a photograph. It is vibrant, dynamic, and ever-changing. There is an immense fascination in reproducing reality through photographs, paintings, and other forms of art. This act of reproduction is akin to sexuality in that it affirms our existence. It tells us, "You are here, you are alive." Yet, this reproduction is always inferior to the actual experience. When we look at a photograph, we are reminded of a moment that has passed. It is a mere echo of the real experience, a shadow of what once was. While it can evoke feelings and memories, it cannot replace the richness of living in the present. Life presents us with a delicate balance between attachment and detachment. On one hand, we are encouraged to let go of everything and live in the eternal now. This perspective teaches us that memory is an illusion, that the past has vanished and the future is uncertain. All that truly exists is the present moment. On the other hand, there is a deep joy in getting involved in forming attachments and in falling in love. These experiences, while transient, add color and texture to our lives. They remind us that we are alive and connected to the world around us. The key lies in finding a balance between these two states. When we become too attached, we must remind ourselves of the impermanence of life and return to the present. Conversely, when we find ourselves too detached, we must allow ourselves to get involved and experience the richness of life. Memory, fascinating as it is, often holds us to the past. We cling to memories believing that they define who we are. Yet these memories are mere illusions, shadows of what once was. The truth is that there is only the eternal now. Everything that happens in the present moment. Even when we recall a memory, we do so in the now. The act of remembering is itself a present experience. Thus, the past is not a fixed reality, but a fluid narrative that we recreate in the present. This realization frees us from the tyranny of memory and allows us to live more fully in the now. Despite the wisdom of living in the present, there is undeniable joy in dragging out memories, in making life echo, and in getting involved. Falling in love, engaging in social or political enterprises, or immersing oneself in artistic endeavors, all these experiences enrich our lives and give them meaning. This involvement is like riding a bicycle. We must constantly adjust our balance to stay upright. When we lean too far into attachment, we correct by embracing detachment. When detachment becomes too dominant, we re-engage with life. This balance between attachment and detachment mirrors the unity of samsara and nirvana. Samsara, the cycle of life and death, is filled with attachment, desire, and involvement. Nirvana, the state of liberation, represents detachment, tranquility, and the eternal now. The wisdom lies in understanding that these two states are not opposites, but complements. They are two sides of the same coin, each necessary for a complete experience of life. By embracing both, we achieve a harmonious existence. One of the greatest sources of anxiety is the illusion of control. We believe that we must manage every aspect of our lives, that we must hold on to memories and plan for the future. This belief creates a constant state of tension and worry. In truth, life flows in a natural rhythm of forgetting and remembering, living and dying. We are part of this rhythm, not separate from it. By letting go of the need to control, we align ourselves with the natural flow of existence and find peace. Life is constructed in an extraordinarily fascinating way. It constantly renews itself through the cycle of birth and death, attachment and detachment. This perpetual renewal keeps the universe vibrant and dynamic. Consider the process of forgetting. When we forget, we make room for new experiences. This forgetting is not a loss but a renewal. It allows us to experience life afresh, free from the burdens of past memories. Each moment becomes an opportunity to live fully in the now. Death, often feared as the ultimate end, is actually a beautiful arrangement for renewal. It allows us to divest ourselves of all hang-ups and illusions, to start anew without the baggage of the past. In this sense, death is not an end but a transformation. Through death, we return to the eternal now, free from the constraints of memory and identity. This cycle of life and death, forgetting and remembering, keeps the universe young and new. Just as the past is an illusion, so too is the future. We project our hopes, fears, and expectations onto the future, believing it to be a fixed reality. Yet, the future is just a concept, a mental construct that exists only in our minds. The only reality is the present moment. By recognizing this, we free ourselves from the anxieties of what may come. We learn to live fully in the now, trusting that each moment will unfold as it should. This perpetual cycle of forgetting and remembering ensures that we never tire of life. Each new cycle brings fresh experiences and opportunities for growth. We are constantly reborn into the present moment, free from the burdens of the past. This eternal forgetting is a gift, a way to keep the universe vibrant and dynamic. It allows us to experience life with a sense of wonder and curiosity, always new and exciting. One of the most profound teachings of mindfulness is the art of letting go. By releasing our attachments to memories, identities, and expectations, we free ourselves to live fully in the present moment. This letting go is not a loss but a liberation, a return to the eternal now. In letting go, we discover the true essence of mindfulness. We learn to be fully present, to embrace each moment with an open heart and a clear mind. This presence is the key to a rich and fulfilling life. Mindfulness is not merely a concept but a practice. It involves cultivating awareness of the present moment, free from judgment and distraction. This practice can be developed through meditation, mindful breathing, and conscious living. Meditation in particular is a powerful tool for developing mindfulness. By sitting quietly and observing our thoughts and sensations, we learn to detach from them and return to the present moment. This practice helps us cultivate a deep sense of peace and clarity. The power of mindfulness lies in its simplicity and profound impact on our daily lives. At its core, mindfulness is about being fully present in the now, free from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. When we focus our attention on the present moment, we become aware of our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment or attachment. Living in the now allows us to experience life directly as it unfolds moment by moment. It brings a sense of clarity and peace, enabling us to respond to challenges with wisdom and compassion. By letting go of regrets about the past and worries about the future, we open ourselves to the richness of the present. Mindfulness is not just a passive state of awareness. It is an active practice that can be cultivated through meditation, mindful breathing, and conscious living. Meditation in particular serves as a powerful tool for developing mindfulness. By sitting quietly and observing our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations, we learn to detach from them and return to the present moment. Through mindfulness meditation, we train our minds to be more focused and resilient. We develop the ability to stay present with whatever arises, whether it is joy, sorrow, or uncertainty. This practice builds inner strength and emotional resilience, allowing us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease. In our modern world, we often find ourselves trapped in the illusion of separation, believing that we are isolated individuals, disconnected from the greater tapestry of life. This illusion breeds anxiety, fear, and a constant striving for security. But let us consider the natural world, where every element is interconnected and interdependent. Just as a river flows seamlessly from its source to the sea, our lives are part of a larger, interconnected whole. Embracing this interconnectedness is the first step towards mastering mindfulness. Life and death are not opposites, but rather two sides of the same coin. In the Western perspective, death is often viewed with fear and denial, something to be hidden away and ignored. However, by accepting the inevitability of death, we liberate ourselves from the fear that binds us. Imagine a world where we celebrate death as an integral part of life, where we acknowledge it openly and without fear. This acceptance allows us to live more fully, embracing each moment with a sense of gratitude and wonder. Change is the essence of life. From the moment we are born, we are in a constant state of flux. The belief in permanent security is an illusion. Our lives, much like the natural world, are in perpetual motion. Embracing change rather than resisting it allows us to flow with the current of life, rather than being swept away by it. By accepting the impermanence of all things, we find a profound sense of peace and resilience. The concept of Wu Wei, which means non-action or effortless action, this principle teaches us to act in harmony with the natural flow of life rather than against it. Consider the art of sailing rather than rowing tirelessly against the wind. We set our sails to harness its power. In our daily lives, we can apply this principle by recognizing the natural rhythms and currents around us and aligning our actions with them. This alignment brings a sense of ease and efficiency to all we do. We often strive to control every aspect of our lives, believing that this will bring us security and happiness. Yet true freedom and contentment come from relinquishing this illusion of control. Imagine a potter working with clay. Rather than imposing their will upon the clay, they listen to its natural texture and form, allowing the pot to emerge organically. Similarly, by letting go of the need to control, we allow life to unfold in its own perfect way. Nature is our greatest teacher. By observing the natural world, we can learn the art of mindfulness. A river does not force its way through obstacles, but flows around them with grace. Trees do not resist the changing seasons, but adapt and thrive in each one. By attuning ourselves to these natural rhythms, we can cultivate a sense of harmony and balance in our own lives. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in each moment. It is an invitation to immerse ourselves in the here and now without judgment or distraction. When we are present, we experience life in its fullest expression. Each moment becomes a treasure, a unique opportunity to connect with the essence of our being. Through mindfulness, we cultivate a deep sense of awareness and appreciation for the richness of life. Letting go is a fundamental aspect of mindfulness. It involves releasing our attachment to outcomes, desires, and fears. Imagine holding a handful of sand. The tighter we grip, the more it slips through our fingers. By loosening our grip, we allow the sand to rest gently in our palm. In the same way, by letting go of our need for control, we create space for new possibilities to emerge. This act of surrender opens the door to a deeper sense of peace and freedom. Life is inherently uncertain. Rather than fearing the unknown, we can learn to embrace it with curiosity and openness. The future is a vast, uncharted territory, filled with endless possibilities. By stepping into the unknown with courage and trust, we expand our horizons and discover new dimensions of ourselves. Embracing uncertainty is a powerful practice of mindfulness, allowing us to navigate the ever-changing landscape of life with grace and resilience. Life is a dance, a continuous interplay of movement and stillness, light and shadow, joy and sorrow. Each moment is a step in this dance, inviting us to move with the rhythm of existence. By embracing the dance of life, we become active participants in the grand symphony of creation. Mindfulness is the key to this dance, allowing us to move with grace and spontaneity in harmony with the ever-changing flow of life. Mindfulness invites us to observe our thoughts, feelings, and experiences without judgment. Just as a river flows without discrimination, we can learn to accept each moment as it is, without labeling it as good or bad. This practice of non-judgment frees us from the burden of constant evaluation and comparison, allowing us to experience life in its purest form. By embracing each moment with an open heart and mind, we cultivate a deep sense of acceptance and peace. At the heart of mindfulness is the joy of being. When we are fully present, we tap into a wellspring of joy that transcends external circumstances. This joy is not dependent on achieving certain goals or acquiring material possessions, but arises from the simple act of being alive. By cultivating mindfulness, we reconnect with this innate joy and experience life with a renewed sense of wonder and gratitude. Perfection is an illusion. In our quest for perfection, we often become frustrated and disheartened. However, true wisdom lies in embracing our imperfections and recognizing them as an integral part of our humanity. Just as a tree is beautiful in its unique, irregular form, we too are beautiful in our imperfections. By accepting ourselves as we are, we cultivate self-compassion and a deeper sense of inner peace. Mindfulness opens our hearts to compassion. As we become more present and aware, we develop a deeper understanding of the interconnectedness of all beings. This understanding fosters empathy and compassion, allowing us to connect with others on a profound level. By practicing compassion towards ourselves and others, we create a ripple effect of kindness and love in the world. Gratitude is a powerful practice that enhances mindfulness. By focusing on the blessings in our lives, we shift our perspective from lack to abundance. Each moment becomes an opportunity to express gratitude for the simple, yet profound gifts of life. This practice of gratitude enriches our experience and deepens our connection to the present moment. Listening is a fundamental aspect of mindfulness. It involves tuning into the sounds, sensations, and experiences around us with full attention. When we listen deeply, we connect with the essence of life and the wisdom it holds. This practice of listening enhances our awareness and allows us to respond to life with greater sensitivity and understanding. Mindfulness unlocks the flow of creativity. When we are fully present, we tap into the boundless creative potential within us. This creativity is not limited to artistic expression, but permeates every aspect of our lives. By embracing mindfulness, we open ourselves to new ideas, perspectives, and solutions, enriching our experience and contributing to the world in meaningful ways. Our emotions are an integral part of our human experience. Mindfulness teaches us to embrace our emotions with awareness and compassion without becoming overwhelmed or attached to them. Just as waves rise and fall in the ocean, our emotions ebb and flow. By observing them with a mindful presence, we gain insight into their nature and learn to navigate them with greater ease and wisdom. The breath is a powerful anchor for mindfulness. It is a constant, ever-present rhythm that connects us to the present moment. By focusing on our breath, we ground ourselves in the here and now, cultivating a sense of calm and centeredness. This simple practice of mindful breathing brings us back to our true essence and enhances our overall well-being. Mindfulness is an inward journey, a path of self-discovery and inner transformation. As we turn our attention inward, we uncover the depths of our being and connect with our true nature. This journey requires courage and honesty as we confront our fears, doubts, and conditioning. Yet, it is a journey of profound liberation, leading us to a state of inner peace and clarity. At its core, mindfulness is about being fully alive in each moment. It is an invitation to awaken to the richness of life and to embrace the beauty of our existence. Through the practice of mindfulness, we cultivate a deeper connection to ourselves, others, and the world around us. We discover that true happiness and fulfillment come from within, and that each moment is a precious gift to be cherished.